as kind of the electronic music, clothing, and light up clothing kind of leaders. So we see smart baby monitors. That's great. Alcohol vaporizing pump. That's kind of scary. Modern glass cereal bowl to witness your crunchy cereal become a soggy mush. Yeah, so Nerf, marijuana seeds might want to stay away from potentially. Minimalist credit card sized phone. Hitting door kit, right? So they have a lot of stuff here. This one's a little bit more crazy, obviously, than, shut up and take my money. But it's interesting to browse. I promise you'll probably have a good time. Regardless of whether or not you choose to buy anything. So it's another good one to take a look at. Wanello is one that's great. It's kind of like a product social media site. Like I would kind of describe it as like Facebook for products. And so, you can see a lot of stuff here, blackhead removal, right? We're sorting again by popular here. We see some cool rings, right? Some retro sunglasses, a lot of fashion stuff here. A keyboard memo pad. This is an interesting one. I've never actually thought about that. Right, we see a lot of, right, so a NASA sweater. We see a lot of people wearing those. Right, so there's a ton of stuff here. We're not going to go through too deeply on this one, but Wanello is definitely something that's worth taking a look at. We see necklaces here, an infinity kind of anklet. So a lot of stuff that you could potentially find interesting here. This is awesome. I gotta click this. And one last thing I wanted to note is kind of the number of saves, right? Because if you see all of these different saves, like 263,000 saves. So that people are super interested in all of these products on the most popular list, and a lot of people don't know how to sort by most popular. So don't give people too much credit. These being able to sort by this and being able to understand what you're looking at, and being able to have the confidence to know that these are very popular and proven so by their save count is a huge advantage, right? And so let's go back down to that aquarium sink because I'm honestly just interested. This thing is awesome. $4,500, but I mean, you could put fish in here, and what an amazing thing to add to your house, right? And then again, so we can go to wanello.co, same site, but we're just going to search by trends instead. So these are kind of the trends. We can see, we can sort by the amount of cost that they have, and maybe we're more interested in men's or women's products. We can again sort by that. A lot of clothing here. But some of this is really cool. Like this kind of looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles to me, but it's probably the infinity symbol. I hate working out, right? There's niches on both sides. There's kind of like the Gymshark or whatever the name of that website we were looking at that was one of the most popular Shopify sites. But then you can also cater to the people who, hate working out or, think it's funny to say that they hate working out but still do, right? So there's tons of different ways to approach things. Pug socks, right? These things are hilarious already. Again, rings, perfect thing to drop ship. Very small, very light, very inexpensive to ship. This is a beautiful ring as well. Quite cheap as well. And this is the perfect example of something that might look expensive but be very cheap to make. So that's Wanello for you. It's a very interesting site. I browse it all the time. Let's move on. So this is Wish.com. So Wish.com is another site that I use often. You have to sign in. I usually just use my Facebook. I think I signed into this website last when I was in Colombia a month or two ago, so it's reading it in COP rather than USD. But anyways, we can see that 50 plus people bought this. We can literally see exactly how many people have bought it. And we're sorting by most popular, but we can do the same thing if we want to sort by most popular in underwear, watches, gadgets, accessories, whatever it is. But this is just the overarching most popular. So we see slime here, bead slime, which is interesting. I wouldn't expect that to be particularly popular, but again, I don't have any idea what I'm talking about. I literally always just follow the data because the data is the only true way that you're going to really be able to, make correct decisions. So we see a little toe splint, which is hilarious. Again, more slime stuff. We see a fidget spinner with pennies, finger stress ball, some painting type stuff, a pen. All of this would be interesting to look into. We see 1,000 plus bought of this. So I mean, I don't no idea what this is. Anti-stress kids toys fluffy foam slime, which is an interesting one. My granddaughter loved it. My daughter, who is a slime addict, loves it. I guess it's better to be addicted to slime than other things. But again, this is something that I would never in a billion years think about to actually include into a Shopify store. Maybe you're creating like a craft store where you know have featured craft supplies for trending topics that you find on Instagram or Google Trends, or maybe you follow some of the top YouTubers for crafts, and then you know get it onto your site quickly and really play off the marketing attention and the attention that these other influencers are bringing, and then kind of just put yourself out there in the right way through Google ads, through Facebook ads, to capture some of that value without actually having to like create the trend yourself, right? Just being a fast follower is always the cheapest best way to really capture some of this. So let's move on to Pinterest. So we're at Pinterest.com right now. And there's a lot of things that we can do here. One of the ways that I like to do it is really just searching by products. So we see skull fireplace logs, which is funny. I think you talked about that before. We see like 5 scissors as a set to help like mince stuff. That's great, right? If you're creating like a kitchen niche store for like strange products like this, like I would never expect to have this, but if you had these two, maybe like somebody who loves to cook would be interested in all 3 of these, right? And having them in the same place, kind of beautifully represented, would be appealing to them. I need this specific product right here, so I'm probably gonna actually hold on and save that. We see something that goes from a pad to a chair, which is a great idea. We see some do-it-yourself stuff here. Another way that I like to kind of manipulate this is to go to buyable pins. So buyable pins really starts to sort these, via where you can actually purchase them from Pinterest. So you know that these people are sourcing these from somewhere, and we can, aggregate them and put them together in a more kind of visually appealing way. This is interesting. It looks like kind of like a wall decal, but really it looks beautiful right there. Unicorn Galaxy Octopus. Unicorn Galaxy Octopus bedding. I mean, you literally cannot go wrong when you have Unicorn Galaxy Octopus bedding. And another way that I like to do it is just putting GIFs, because Pinterest kind of does a good job of organizing these. So we can also just do popular GIFs. Pinterest doesn't have a great way to organize via popularity because there's so many different categories. And so I really like to be very manual in Pinterest. Normally, I'm all about having them sorted automatically for me. But when you type in specific phrases like popular GIFs, they do sort it automatically for you. So we see some Game of Thrones stuff here. We see make time for yourself, enjoy today, kind of like motivational wine glasses. We see tiny little hands will melt dad's heart, maybe in preparation for some of the upcoming holidays. This is cool, like a little navy silver kind of bracelet, a gift for your mom. So you guys, after this one video, I don't want to hear anyone say that you aren't finding anything, for product research, because it's just so vast. Like I'm showing you a very, introductory ways for you to really take the deeper dive, right? The onus is on, everyone needs to do their own work. When I'm going through these and I'm finding products to add to my dropshipping stores, right? I have many different dropshipping stores now. I usually do keep them niche specific. I think a big mistake that people make often is they want to create one store that has everything, but that kind of overwhelms people. People really don't like having a bunch of choices. Think about when you go to the grocery store and there's like 5,000 different choices of soap. It's hard to kind of pick. But if there was 2 choices, and one was like less expensive and one was more expensive, or one had antibacterial or whatever, it would be much easier for you to make that choice. And so that's kind of the way that I approach my niche specific stores. I like to keep the choices very minimal. I think that's a reason that ClickFunnels is so successful, because it's literally funneling your customers into just a series of very simple choices, not many different choices, and it makes your sales and conversions much higher, guys. People do not like being overwhelmed. People do not like not knowing what to do on your site. So always keep that in mind. You want simplicity, you want very few choices, and you want value, right? And so there's a ton of different things here. Drunk lives matter. That's great. Right. And so, we're going to talk about, in the second bonus of the course, we're going to talk about, t-shirts, creating like a print on demand type services where you can do, coffee mugs. And really the only upfront cost for that is through like a graphic designer, maybe $5 to make you like a Drunk Lives Matters. And then you just apply that to a shirt and you can have it available in green, black, white, all incredibly easy. And we're going to teach you exactly how to do that, just to add an additional source of income for your store. So this is the one that I was saving. I think this looks great. And so the last thing that I want to look at is called watchcount.com. So watchcount.com is actually a really cool website. They basically aggregate the popular items as far as who's watching it on eBay, because on eBay, you watch products or, you buy them, but it's basically like adding it to your favorites list. And so they have a bunch of different categories. If you don't know what you're looking for, right, you can just open up a category and it'll auto sort by the number of watchers. And then you can like take a look at all of these different products, right? See what they're selling for on eBay, compare that price to AliExpress, because sometimes you can actually literally just go straight from AliExpress to your eBay account, which we'll talk about as well. We're gonna focus on Shopify dropshipping here, but like once you get like kind of a mature Shopify presence up, a lot of times if you can find price discrepancies for what is actually being watched and sold on eBay, right? If you can find this exact same product on AliExpress for $13 and sell it on eBay for $9 profit, there's really no reason not to. But again, I want to keep this course very laser focused. There's a billion different things you could do on e-commerce, and I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed. I just want to show you the best ways to do it, and we're going to focus laser focused on AliExpress and Shopify. So this is kind of how you do it. If you want to see, if you don't know what you're looking for, you want to just browse, you can just search any of these, like, maybe we want to look at jewelry and watches and see kind of what people are finding popular as far as styles and things on eBay. But if you do know what you're searching for, let's just say, for example, aquarium, then we can take a look, right? So we can literally see that there's 1,939 watchers for this. So let's take a closer look at this product. So we see it's on eBay. You can actually see that there's literally been 2,871 sold. So you know for a fact that this product is selling. And another cool little trick that I like to use is if you right click here, you can actually go to search Google for image. And what this does is it basically allows you to figure out, not always, but it'll sometimes give you a good chance of figuring out what people are actually where they're actually manufacturing from. So when I right clicked and pressed search Google for image, this tab opened up, and then I'm going to add AliExpress here. So now we see the AliExpress link for aquarium underwater LED lights, and we see a product that is pretty similar here. So we see that these are kind of diagonal, they have a bunch of colors here, and we see something that is quite similar as well here with 67 orders, a pretty favorable rating from a supplier perspective. So this might be something that we'd be interested in. If you can't find it via Google reverse image search, you can just take the title here and just come into AliExpress and just basically copy or just paste the title in here. So we're just going to take it, press Command C, and for some reason it's not pasting. So we're going to press Command C, come in here, and paste it. And so it sometimes doesn't let you actually put all of the words in here. And so you have to kind of take the ones you think are most important. So maybe it would be color changing LED underwater fish tank lights. So it'd be like color changing LED aquarium lights. And again, we see a bunch of different options here, and like we talked about before, we'd organize these by orders, and then we'd really get a better idea of the ones that might be a little bit better from a quality perspective. So those are kind of the ways that I like to do product research outside of AliExpress and outside of Amazon. So I hope you guys enjoyed that, and we will see you on the next one.